I keep realizing I'm still focused on the problem. And when I catch myself doing that, I'm like, I'm still not feeling good enough to take action. I definitely am not. So what I've been doing lately is focusing, okay, like like things are going really well in many other places. Focus on that. Milk the moment, milk the pleasure in my life. Find what's working out and focus on that. And so that's where I am. And so just I loved what I heard at the end of what you were saying, which is good for me for just being admitting to myself, oh, I'm having this feeling. It's not a feeling I want, but at least I'm aware of it now. I'm acknowledging my feelings, and I'm telling myself it's good to be aware of that feeling. It's good to admit this doesn't feel good. And now what? Well, look in a better direction, and I can do that. So that's kind of where I am. And I was getting to the point, that's where you were talking about the boredom, um, is it's just boring in some ways. It's just getting boring to feel this again and again and again. So it's helping me set myself up for more momentum forward, because I'm really much more aware that I want to let a lot of things like this go, because when I do, what what I see is on the opposite of this is not just, oh, a better situation, but just a feeling of freedom.
And a catching up to the growth that
Yeah.
you've been asking for.
Yes.
A catching up to the growth that you came in asking for, that you came into this life asking for, that you came in certain of, and thereby expecting and are able to anticipate accomplishing. So these challenges, these situations, even though it feels like you're on the not so merry go round, round and around and around and around again, here we go again, here we go again, it is a match, it has to be.
Yep.
You, in your human perspective, your human self, doesn't understand how you're still matching up with it, because you're doing the work, you're accomplishing incremental improvement, you're doing your appreciations and all of this, you're softening, and yet you're still matching up with it. You don't understand how. There's a little bit of confusion, but you know who's not confused about how you're matching up with it? Your source self is not confused about how you're matching up with it. And just understanding that that source self is not separate from you, but it really is the dominant you that has full broad view clarity on all of this. And as you can relax into the union that is present between human self and source self, you're going to achieve the growth of greater and greater clarity, where a situation that was previously confusing to you suddenly presents you with an aha moment where you understand not only how to not match up, as you're saying, with the specificity of this particular situation, but you're no longer a match to this vibration, which invites these types of situations in.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's not about, I'm going to get so clear and feel so good that I'm finally going to feel empowered enough to just say, fuck you, I'm breaking up with this situation. You're going to catch up to the growth that your source self has already accomplished because of your desire and because of the universal involvement in further expansion. And you're just not going to be a match to it, and then it can't come into your experience, and you're not going to have to take any action, never mind any sort of split energy reaction where, well, I told the person off, but now I feel sick to my stomach, or I got sick in my throat, or whatever it is. I got so empowered that I could let them down easy, or whatever it is. It just can't come in when you're no longer a match. And we want this reassurance that the bigger, broader, eternal you already understands the match. We want that to be encouraging to you, because how you harmonize with your source self is by doing exactly what we're talking about here and what you're talking about in your explanation, which is to just appreciate the things that are going well. Don't overlook, don't make the things that are going well this and the problem this.
Yep.
Make the things that are going well the great big deal in your life. I am so pleased with myself again. That's fruit that you just can't stop juicing. That's a cow you can't stop milking. Now we're sort of drifting off into some other place. But there's just more and more and more to get out of that. There is no end to your ability to appreciate how awesome and wonderful you are, and how evolutionary you are. And it's not finite, it's not dollars being spent. You can return to a feeling of self-appreciation, and every time you do it, it's bigger. It's bigger because your source self loves itself, and you thereby more and more and more and more and more and more and more. And that's why it matters that you know that you're not just out here adrift in some sort of random particle universe, banging around, hoping for a smooth ride in chaos. That you understand that there is design and intention and desire behind all of this, supporting all of this, creating all of this. And that you are so, 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 so powerful. And you're also in an interesting situation where you can, in spite of that power that you are, think thoughts that oppose the power that you are. And that is your work, is to allow thoughts that don't detune or disharmonize with your knowing that you are powerful and that you are awesome and that you are continually, eternally expanding perfection. That's why feeling better does all the work. And it doesn't do it all at once, because there is a process to physical life, and because there are a lot of moving parts, and there are a lot of agreements that you have with the people in your environment and with this life. So things don't just poof in and out, because that would be disorienting, but they do drift in and out. They do drift in and out. That's the process. And you can get there quickly. There is no rule that says it has to take this amount of time. That's not what we're implying when we say be all right with the process. You can speed the process up. You absolutely can. But the only effective way to do it, the only way to do it at all, is to get into the positive zone of your emotions. And the only thing you need to do that is to find things to appreciate in the moment. And then you feel better. But so many friends want to look around and say, but that person didn't die yet, or they're still my partner or employee or whatever they are. It didn't just poof out of existence. But we don't want that to be what allows you to feel better. We want your ability to feel better to be what allows you to feel better. We want you to be so delighted and so savorful of your ability to pivot in a direction that feels better, that you no longer care about what anyone else is doing. Even the things that were previously terrifying you can't touch you anymore, even though they still occupy space in your world. They can't match up with you, because you are more stable than you have ever been. Ooh, and hear this. That's what we want you to eagerly anticipate as you go forward into tonight and tomorrow and the next day and next week and next month and next year. We want you to anticipate that you are going to be more and more and more and more stable in your positivity, so that the contrast and opposition that is inevitable in life is going to matter less and less and less to you, because you are just becoming more and more and more and more of that which you desire. You are becoming stronger, clearer, more capable, more creative, more resourceful, all of it. That it's all improving. That you're not going to have to deal with the further expansion of life as a static being that doesn't expand along with all of that. So we're right back to where we started our conversation this evening. As all of these details of life expand, you are expanding right along with them. And it is perfection. And you are doing so, so, so well. It's not all your work. In fact, we've been saying this a lot recently, your only work is feeling better. Because what's the difference between feeling better and feeling good? No difference at all. Feeling better is feeling good. It does feel good to feel better every time you do it. But we want you to be aware of your emotions. We want you to be aware of the positive zone, we playfully say, versus the negative zone, we playfully say, because we want you to feel joy. We want you to feel good when you feel better, but we don't want you to stop in anger if you've been in depression. We want you to feel good when you get to anger from depression, but we don't want you to stop there. We want you to keep finding improvement and keep feeling good in all of the improvement that you find, and keep patting yourself on the back, keep loving yourself, keep appreciating yourself, and keep climbing up to where all of your power is. Because when you are in the resonance of all that power, you're having such a good life, you don't even care how or why it's happening. You're just so high on life that you're ready to set up your camp for a little while and relax. And it happens all the time. It happens all the time for you, friends. This isn't just an arduous climb, but it is continual expansion. It is continual renewal. It is constant becoming, but there's no certainty that says that that continual becoming can't feel awesome to you. Predominantly, so dominantly that the little stuff is just little stuff. And don't take score of how it's gone in the past. That's the last thing you want to be doing. We want you looking ahead to the next. We want you asking, now what? We don't want you to live by the standards of your biography up till now. We want you to anticipate improvement for yourself. You're all over this, friends. You're doing it, and we're going to keep playing with you, and we're going to keep encouraging you, and we're going to keep delighting in every moment that you live, good feeling or bad feeling, because we know that in every single breath you take, you are putting more and more and more and more into your pot to be enjoyed by you as you're moving forward and more willing to enjoy the resplendency of who and what you are. We just want you to fall in love with yourself so much. We're saying it to this one as much as we are saying it to anyone. We want you to be your greatest love. Because when you are, the love you have to share with your world is beyond description. It will blow the lid off of any prior understanding of how much love exists to be shared into this world. It's better and better and better and better and better. And we understand that when you're not keeping up with it, it feels worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. But all you have to do is just chill into appreciation for yourself. That's the quickest way to do it. The quickest way to get up the mountain is to love yourself every step of the way. That's the quickest way to do it. That's the quickest way to do it. And when the voices come in that were programmed into your psyche, that were planted in your garden by confused others, we just want you to say, not good enough, not my standard anymore. Now what?
That was great. Thanks.
Really good.
Very clarifying.
You did that.
Oh, yeah.
You did that.
Yeah, I get it.
Really good, friends. What's coming is beyond your current comprehension, but what's here now is so delicious. We just want you luxuriating in the here now, because by the time the next shows up, it's going to be here now. So we just want you primed to receive all that you've been amassing for yourself. It's going to feel hallucinatory in the way that it delights you. You're never gonna need to take a drink or smoke anything again because nothing will be able to compete with how high you are on the life that you are living. That's the best we can say for now. We'll say it better next time because that's the way it works. You are enthusiastically loved.